4 acres in Thompson Falls, Montana. My name is Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. What we do is we buy and sell raw land, focus a lot on what we like to say unique and epic land investments. I do own the adjacent 2.5 acre as well. I'm going to talk about that in this video. So if you are interested in more acreage, there's a total of 6.5 acres available here in Thompson Falls, Montana. Just a world-class location. I'm going to click through some of the photos and get started in this video. Things I'm going to cover are FAQs, a lot of common questions I get from customers. I'm going to talk about how you can successfully go and view these properties on your own. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about our self-service land model, essentially. So we're land investors. We own these properties. Our goal is to create kind of a wholesale product on the back end, right? Offering cash discounts for cash buyers. And we do offer seller financing terms as well. So some great drone imagery from our photographer here. I'm going to get to aerial imagery. I'm going to get to showing you guys these properties on a map as well and talking about things like utilities and potential uses. So just kicking off the video with a disclaimer, this isn't real estate advice. This isn't legal advice. I'm simply sharing my facts my opinions on the property. As a buyer, you need to verify your own information, right? You need to do your own due diligence and confirm that this property is the right fit for you. So I'm going to try to give you the tools and some of the thought processes I go through when I'm evaluating land investments, like we've been doing for about the last decade. So just kind of walking you through this listing. You can see the aerial imagery here. You've got the neighbors. You can kind of see them in some of the photography here. You're surrounded by national forests. You're surrounded by the Clark Fork River. So the first thing I want to do is I'll let you browse through the photos on your own. I want to show you guys where the property is located here on a map. We're here just north of Thompson Falls, Montana, in western Montana. So we're really close to Sandpoint, Idaho, and Lake Pend Oreille. This is just a beautiful part of the country here. So right here on Highway 20, over here, National Forest, right? And I'll pull it up on Onyx Maps, showing you guys what I'm talking about. But it's tough to beat this location. You're not too far away from Flathead Lake, from Kalispell, Montana. Libby's just to the north of you. This is a Cabinet Mountain Range. This is probably one of my favorite ranges in the state of Montana here. And then you're pretty close to Missoula as well. So you've got Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, Kalispell, Whitefish, Flathead Lake. Just a world, like a hub for recreation, right? What's really beautiful about these land investments too is that there's no zoning, there's no restrictions that come with these properties here in Sanders County that we're advertising. So that's a huge, huge selling point for folks, right? You can obtain a Montana land investment, which is like gold these days, right? There's kind of a land rush going out here in the Pacific inland Northwest, right? So northern Idaho, western Montana. So it's an opportunity to lock in a land investment here in Montana and use it. Start using it tomorrow. There's no restrictions. You don't have to build. You can use this property for camping, for recreation. You can pull power to the property and park your RV. You can simply put an RV site there, your own little RV site when you're out traveling through Montana and exploring what the countryside has to offer. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of tangible use available to this property today. Maybe it's a shop to store your toys. Maybe it's a place to store your toys and an RV site. So again, there's going to be a lot of different ideas a person could do with this. There's a lot of prefab homes available out there too, where maybe you're just putting a dry cabin on the property right now. So again, with unrestricted options here, open your eyes up to the potential use here. You don't have to build tomorrow, right? You can camp, you can RV, you can think shop. You can get creative with land use here. So that's a huge selling point, right? I've got some additional details in the property here. You guys can read through. You can contact the county if you want. You can read more about on their website here, Sanders County, if you want to learn more about the county. These properties are located on Rocky Lane. This tax amount is incorrect. We'll have that updated on the website. It's about half of that. So that tax amount is showing for both properties, the 2.5 acre and the 4 acres. So like I said, we do offer a self-service business model. So you do have to go view this on your own. So I do want to touch on how to go visit one of these properties. So I'm simply using the GPS coordinates here. I'm going to plug them into an app like Onyx Maps. So I have them plugged into Onyx Maps here. You can see this is the full 6.5 acres highlighted here. This is who we bought it from. We just recently closed on this. It's on Rocky Lane here in Thompson Falls. So you're simply going to hop off Highway 200. You're going to head up Rocky Lane, and we're the second to last property on the end of the road. There's an owner that has 21 acres here. And then beyond that, right behind you, kind of kitty corner, is National Forest. So Lolo National Forest, over 200,000 acres. And this is what I was talking about too. When we talk about a world-class location, this property is few and far between. This is all national forest across the road too. So you've got another 162,000 acres of Lolo National Forest. You've got a lookout up here. You've got hiking trails and hunting areas, right? So you can see all this stuff on Onyx Maps. You can see in Thompson Falls. You can head into Thompson Falls for a bite to eat, whatever. And then you've got all these access points along the river. So here's an access point along the river. So that's why I'm using Onyx Maps. Here's a fishing point, another access point, Flatiron Ridge, right? There's a concrete ramp. And so, again, you just go up and down the Clark Fork River, which is just an absolutely world-class location. Here's a landing strip, for a little private airport. Maybe somebody owns this and you can't use it, but again, I mean, Onyx Maps is a pretty cool feature because it does point out a lot of these public access sites along the Clark Fork River. And again, you're just surrounded by Lolo National Forest. And if we go a little north, it's Kootenai National Forest. And if we just go a little bit west of that, I'm in the Coeur d'Alene National Forest. So like I said, and when we talk about a hub for recreation, a hub for hunting, hiking, getting on the Clark Fork River, fishing, and even you're just a hop, skip, and a jump up to Lake Pend Oreille. And if you haven't looked at photos or videos of that, you should give it a Google. This is really a world-class body of water. And so, like I said, you've got the Cabinet Mountain Range right here as well, too. So it's tough to beat this location in Western Montana, especially when camping and RVs are allowed. Mobile homes are allowed. There's going to be power in the area. Neighbors are hooked up to power. There's people using their properties, right? So that's not a big concern of mine. What are you going to do if you need water? It's going to be well. There's no city utilities here. There's no city water. There's no city sewer. So the way you go about that is you go through DEQ with the state of Montana. You simply go through, every property has to do this, right? You go through a sanitarian, you get approved for a septic system, you install a septic system, right? You install your well. So obviously when you go to develop, that's part of that development process. And I want to show you the two properties here one more time on Google Earth. You can see the terrain. The topography is going to be easy to work with. I mean, you could, like I said, clear a space and pull up your RV tomorrow, right? Clear a space, put some gravel down, build a shop and run some power to the lot. You've got a lot of tangible use to these properties, starting tomorrow, right? You put a fifth wheel on it and leave it there. I mean, whatever you're thinking. So I've seen people build like snow roofs and big shops and garages for like storing a fifth wheel, storing something that an Airstream, something that you can stay in while you're there. I've even seen people build these tiny homes, these really simple structures. So a lot of people are doing that type of stuff and just simply holding on to these investments. They want to own land in these parts of the countries, and it's a supply and demand thing, right? There's going to only be so much supply. We just went through looking at all the land ownership around here. So think about that. The majority of land ownership is going to be the government. It's going to be public. It's going to be these national forests. So, right. So even looking on Google Maps, all this green stuff, these are national forests. This like white area in here, this is all private ownership. I mean, look at, as I zoom out, there's very, very little supply and opportunity to be a private landowner in this part of the country, right? The Panhandle of Idaho, this area around Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint, Western Montana, up through here at the Kootenai National Forest, even around like Glacier, there's very little private land ownership. So again, that's a huge selling point, right? And that's why people are investing right now and using these properties, for recreation and stuff in the meantime. But I've got some more imagery I can show you guys before I end the video. I'm trying to think if I missed on anything, but if you do get on Google Earth, you can see a lot of, if you set your imagery to being available, you can see people are posting photos. Like this is a recreational area along the Clark Fork River. So if you're buying land from out of state, there's so many resources these days this is an idea of how people build out here, right? It's just beautiful country. Clark Fork River, right? This is to the south here in Thompson Falls. We sold some properties next to the Rim Rock Lodge as well in the past, but even hopping on Highway 200, I can get on street views and I can probably drop in right here to get an idea what this looks like. It's beautiful out here. I've done this drive 100 times over and it's absolutely breathtaking. This is a great part of the country and this still has affordable pricing in Montana out of all the areas that we look at land. So again, for those out-of-state buyers, I mean, there's a lot of resources in today's day and age to really do your homework on these properties. So this is the drive in here. You hop on this road. So let's just see what that looks like. Like I can get on street views right outside of this road heading in here. And I can see what it looks like. Here's what that road in here looks like. A ton of privacy back there. a huge peak behind you, right? So we can see that as we zoom out. You come up here and here's the two properties, and you've got this really cool feature in your backyard. Look at that. I mean, that's right out your front door, I should say. So, right, we've got a lot of cool opportunities to get an idea and understand this part of the country. What are you buying? There's a lookout right here people can hike up into. So there's a lot of people posting these photos. And the way I got that on Google Earth is you go down to photos down here, and you can go to like gallery and photos, some of these extra layers on Google Earth and Google Maps photos. So people are uploading these to Google, and it does help you as a buyer from out of state to get an idea what folks are doing, what areas look like, and we can click around like that. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea. It's a really peaceful part of the country here. Great fishing, great hunting, great recreation. And so I mentioned Lake Pend Oreille. It's beautiful. It's like Jurassic Park. It's a really, really cool body of water. So I won't touch on this much longer. That's it. I've got a link in the website listings to view it on Google Earth. You just click that and download it. You can pull it up on Google Earth. So like I said, use the GPS coordinates to go access the property. My favorite app is going to be Onyx Maps. I do have some more properties in Sanders County. One of them particularly is next to Quinn's Hot Springs, if you're familiar with that, like around Paradise, Montana. So I also have some stuff in Hot Springs, the actual city Hot Springs, which is kind of known for its hot springs and whatnot. So take a peek at the website. Give us a shout if you have questions or want to visit any of these properties. My name is Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. You can call us here at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.